Cutting off toxic ties, a Stoic's guide to freedom. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that today could be the day everything changes. Sometimes even to live is an act of courage, Seneca once said. These words stand out in our busy lives like a clear signal of deep truth. If you have ever found yourself stuck in harmful relationships, feeling exhausted and unsure of your future, get ready. Imagine having the mental strength to remove these negative influences and reshape your life into something peaceful and fulfilling. The answers you seek might just lie in the ancient wisdom of Stoicism. Think of your mind as a beautiful garden, a place of calm and clarity. Now picture unwanted weeds representing your toxic relationships, starting to choke the vibrant life out of your precious flowers. Every day, your joy, productivity, and mental well-being are hindered by these harmful forces. Have you ever left a conversation feeling oddly tired, with a cloud of sadness hanging over you? This is the hidden cost of toxic relationships. We've all struggled with the emotional chaos caused by toxic people, the anxiety, the self-doubt, and the constant stress that makes us question everything we do. Maybe you've asked friends for advice, read numerous articles, or watched many self-improvement videos, yet the advice remains unclear or too complicated, making you feel more confused than helped. In this video, we're here to change that. By looking into the core principles of Stoic philosophy, you'll find practical steps to take back control of your life. We'll reveal the hidden costs of toxic relationships, how to find emotional calm through the principle of indifference, and the crucial practice of setting boundaries with self-respect. Imagine facing every negative encounter with calm indifference, unshaken in your inner peace. Here at Stoic Philosophy, our mission is to give you the tools to hold yourself to the highest standard. Join us on this journey as we show you how to identify and remove harmful influences, building the strength and tranquility you've long desired. Stay with us until the end, because we're not just talking about cutting ties with toxic people. We will also show you how to fill your life with positive, uplifting relationships. By the end, you'll feel empowered, confident, and ready to create a life full of joy and meaningful connections. So, connect with us at Stoic Philosophy and start your journey toward a stronger, more peaceful life. Picture the calm of a carefully tended garden, free from the grip of weeds, blooming under your mindful care. Are you ready to take the first step? Let's begin. Part 1. Understanding the influence of people in our lives. Chapter 1. The hidden cost of bad relationships. Imagine you're taking care of a beautiful garden, only to find it being choked by relentless, invasive weeds. Picture your precious flowers struggling in the midst of these tangles, their growth stunted by these harmful intruders. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." But how can we care for the garden of our mind when it's overwhelmed by bad influences? Bad relationships can be like those weeds, sneaking in subtly and gradually affecting your mental health, productivity, and overall happiness. They act like parasites, quietly draining your energy and leaving you feeling tired and emotionally exhausted. Have you ever left a conversation feeling inexplicably tired, weighed down by a cloud of negativity? This is the hidden cost of bad relationships. Think about it. How often have you interacted with someone who left you feeling distressed or drained? How did that experience shape your mood and behavior for the rest of the day? Reflect on a moment when someone's negativity affected your thoughts, changing your emotions and actions, maybe even the way you treated others. Recognizing the presence of such influences in your life is the first crucial step. Just as a gardener must identify and acknowledge the presence of weeds, you must recognize which relationships are harming your peace of mind. This awareness allows you to take steps towards keeping your inner peace. Question for reflection. Think about a time you felt emotionally drained after interacting with someone. How did it influence your mood and behavior for the rest of the day? Chapter 2. The Principle of Indifference. Let's explore a helpful idea from Stoicism, apatheia, or emotional calmness. Imagine you're a calm lake in the middle of a storm. The winds howling, waves crashing, yet beneath the surface, the water remains calm and undisturbed. This is the essence of apatheia, keeping emotional balance despite external troubles. When we practice emotional calmness, we reach a state of inner peace where external influences, including people, can no longer disturb our tranquility. Think about a recent negative interaction. Suppose someone criticized you harshly or tried to undermine your efforts. Now imagine handling this situation with calm indifference. Instead of reacting emotionally, what if you simply acknowledged their behavior without letting it disturb your inner peace? For example, think about an office scenario where a colleague's negativity often affects you. If you apply indifference, you receive their criticism without taking it personally. You notice their behavior, understand the intention behind it, but remain unaffected. This emotional detachment empowers you to keep your calm and continue focusing on what truly matters. By applying the principle of indifference, you free yourself from the emotional control others might try to have over you. You regain control over your emotional responses and protect your mental calmness. Question for reflection. Reflect on a recent negative interaction. How might applying the principle of indifference have changed your experience? Chapter 3. Self-respect and setting boundaries. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. These powerful words from Marcus Aurelius highlight the importance of self-respect and self-worth. A fundamental idea in Stoicism is developing inner virtues and values. This includes respecting yourself enough to set and enforce boundaries. Imagine you're a fortress. Strong walls surround you, not to isolate you, but to protect your core from harm. Boundaries work like these walls, creating a clear line between what is acceptable and what isn't in your interactions with others. They are important tools for protecting your peace and reinforcing your self-respect. Think of a relationship where someone consistently disrespects you or oversteps your limits. What if you were to define and communicate a boundary with this person? By doing so, you're not only protecting your well-being, but also demanding the respect you deserve. Setting boundaries does not mean creating walls between you and others. Instead, it's about creating healthy limits that ensure your interactions remain respectful and positive. Consider a boundary you can set today to protect your well-being. How will this action enhance your inner peace and self-respect? Question for reflection. Identify a boundary that you can set today to protect your well-being. How will enforcing this boundary enhance your peace? Understanding and applying these Stoic principles, recognizing bad influences, practicing indifference and setting boundaries, can improve your relationships and restore your mental balance. As you move forward, take these reflections to heart and picture the serenity of a well-tended garden. As we continue this journey, we'll explore the importance of deciding who truly deserves your time and the art of slowly distancing yourself from bad individuals. Part 2. Practicing Stoic wisdom in relationships. Chapter 4. Choosing who deserves your time. Epictetus once said, "Spend time with people who make you better." Imagine you're at a big feast with many different dishes. Some are tasty and good for you, while others are not. What if you could only pick the dishes that make you happy and healthy? The people you spend time with are like these dishes. Just as you choose good food, you should choose good people. Healthy friendships make you a better person and help you grow. Bad relationships can make you tired and stop you from improving. Think about the people in your life. Make a list and honestly judge each person's impact on your feelings and personal growth. Do they lift you up and support you, or do they pull you down and stop your progress? Often, people who criticize us and those who support us can be the same, making this judgment very important. Pause and ask yourself, who in your life truly lifts you up and supports you? On the other hand, who makes you tired and stops you from growing? Chapter 5. how to slowly distance yourself from harmful relationships. Getting away from toxic relationships is not a huge task that can be done quickly. The Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort to prepare for challenges, taking small steps to deal with bigger issues. You can use this same method to slowly move away from harmful people. Imagine you have a rope tied around your waist, connected to a heavy weight pulling you back. Cutting the rope all at once may not be possible or practical, but what if you could slowly cut the rope bit by bit until you are free? Start by spending less time with these people. Politely say no to invitations, shorten conversations, and become less responsive. By taking these small steps, you avoid fights and slowly create a healthier emotional distance. Practice these small steps to see how it can work smoothly in real life. Take a moment to think, what is one small step you can take today to start moving away from someone harmful in your life? Chapter 6. Strengthening good relationships. Seneca once said, "We are more scared than hurt, and we suffer more in our minds than in real life." It's important not only to distance yourself from negative people, but also to invest your energy in good relationships that make a positive impact on you. Surround yourself with those who help you grow, show kindness and care. Imagine these good relationships as a warm fire in the middle of a cold, dark forest. The warmth and light protect you from the harshness outside. Actively caring for these relationships makes this warm space bigger, filling your life with positivity and strength. Spend quality time with people who matter. Show thanks for their support and care about their well-being. These small, regular actions can make your connections much stronger. Think for a moment. What is one small action you can take today to show thanks and make a good relationship in your life stronger? By choosing wisely in your relationships, deciding who deserves your time, slowly moving away from harmful people, and supporting good connections, you will create a more balanced and happy life. Picture yourself in a thriving garden, free from weeds, surrounded by vibrant, nurturing flowers. Next, we'll talk about the emotional challenges many of us face when trying to make these changes and how to overcome them with Stoic wisdom. Part 3. Overcoming emotional hurdles. Chapter 7. Confronting guilt and doubt. Imagine you're standing at the edge of a cliff, about to jump into an unknown world. Your heart is racing with both excitement and fear. This jump represents the scary moment when you decide to cut ties with toxic people in your life. The weight of guilt and doubt can often hold you back. You worry about the consequences, what others might think, and if you're making the right choice. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. These words are comforting when you feel guilty for wanting to distance yourself from toxic relationships. The weight of others' expectations and your own doubts can be paralyzing. But how you react and the choices you make are within your control. Think about the practice of negative visualization. Imagine the worst outcomes of staying in toxic relationships. Picture the ongoing stress, emotional drain, and the negative impact on your life. This technique, known as premeditation of evils, helps prepare your mind for negative possibilities, making your decision to cut ties seem more necessary and less scary. Reflect on your fears. Are they rooted in reality, or are they exaggerated? Understanding this can ease some of your guilt. Remember, distancing yourself from toxicity is a step towards a healthier, more peaceful life. Question for reflection. What fears or doubts are preventing you from making necessary changes in your relationships? Chapter 8. Practicing mindfulness and reflection. Picture the clear water of a calm, serene lake. The surface perfectly mirrors the sky because it is undisturbed. This is the state we aim to achieve through mindfulness and self-reflection. These practices are essential for making informed decisions about our relationships. The Stoics believed in the power of self-examination. By reflecting on your daily interactions, you can better understand the emotional responses they bring. Keep a journal where you note your feelings and reactions to different interactions. Over time, patterns will emerge, showing who uplifts you and who drains you. Imagine you've had a stressful interaction with a colleague. At the end of the day, write down what happened, how it made you feel, and ways you could have responded differently or better. This routine not only clarifies your thoughts, but also helps you grow emotionally. By investing time in daily journaling, you cultivate a habit of mindfulness. You become more aware of the impact others have on you and can make better choices about who to keep close and who to distance. Question for reflection. How can reflecting on daily interactions help you assess and improve your relationships? Chapter 9. Building Inner Resilience. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Imagine you are a strong oak tree standing tall in a storm. The winds howl around you, but you remain steady, your roots deep and firm. Inner resilience is about building that strong foundation, a core unshaken by external chaos. This involves focusing your energy on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and reactions. When faced with negativity, instead of giving in to frustration, see it as a chance to practice rational thinking and emotional control. One way to build resilience is through meditation. Spend a few minutes each day sitting quietly, observing your thoughts, and calmly guiding them towards peace and rationality. Meditation strengthens your mental discipline, making it easier to stay calm in stressful situations. Rational thinking exercises can also help. Suppose someone criticizes you unfairly. Instead of immediately reacting, take a step back and think about the situation logically. Is there any truth to the criticism? If so, accept it and use it to grow. If not, recognize it as unfair and let it go. Building inner resilience helps you handle emotional challenges more effectively, breaking free from the influence of toxic relationships. Question for reflection. What new practices will you adopt to enhance your mental strength and emotional stability? Embracing Stoic wisdom in life. Let's take a moment to reflect on these Stoic principles and how they can transform your relationships and emotional well-being. Confronting guilt and doubt, practicing mindfulness and self-reflection, and building inner resilience are not just ideas. They are practical tools you can use every day to foster healthier, more meaningful relationships. Imagine your life as a beautiful garden. Flowers bloom because you've removed the weeds and nourished the soil. Likewise, by applying Stoic wisdom, you cultivate a life filled with positive influences, good relationships, and inner peace. As we continue this journey, let's explore how Stoic principles can help us embrace change, cultivate gratitude, and create a future grounded in wisdom and calm. Embrace the power within you to make these changes and transform your life, one step at a time. Part 4. Living a life aligned with Stoic principles. Chapter 10. Embracing change and impermanence. Heraclitus once said, "You cannot step into the same river twice." This means that change is always happening. Imagine you are walking through a beautiful landscape. You see leaves falling, flowers blooming, and rivers flowing. Nature always changes, and so do our relationships. Accepting the Stoic view of change and impermanence can bring peace when we let go of harmful relationships. Instead of seeing an ending as a loss, view it as a chance to grow. Think of your life as a journey. You carry a heavy backpack filled with bad relationships. It slows you down. By letting go of these weights, you can move forward towards new opportunities and positive relationships. Look back at past relationships that ended. At first, endings might have felt sad, but over time, they probably helped you grow, form new friendships, or understand yourself better. Change can open new doors, leading to personal growth and better mental health. Accepting impermanence makes room for positive influences and meaningful connections. It helps you welcome new experiences and relationships that match your values and goals. Question for reflection. How can accepting the impermanence of relationships bring peace when removing toxic people from your life? Chapter 11. Cultivating gratitude and contentment. Epictetus said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." Imagine a wide, sunny meadow filled with flowers and the sound of a flowing stream. This represents a mind filled with gratitude, focusing on what it already has, not what it lacks. Gratitude shifts your focus from loss to abundance. When you remove toxic people, it can feel like a loss. But practicing gratitude helps you focus on the good relationships you do have. Make it a daily habit to note things you're thankful for in your relationships and life. This could be as simple as a friend's kind message or a meaningful talk with a loved one. Turn this habit into a daily ritual. Start your morning by thinking of 3 things or people you are grateful for. This simple exercise can start your day positively, changing your view on life and relationships. Visualize how gratitude creates a happy heart and a strong mind. It makes your current relationships stronger and helps build new ones based on positivity and mutual respect. Question for reflection. List 3 things you're grateful for in your relationships and daily life. Chapter 12. Creating a future grounded in Stoic wisdom. Let's gather and reflect on the wisdom we've learned and how it can shape a brighter future. Think of your life as a canvas and you as the artist. By embracing Stoic principles, you paint a picture filled with harmony, color, and depth. Your actions are the brushstrokes, each one deliberate, shaping the masterpiece of your life. Consider the teachings you've embraced, recognizing and removing toxic influences, practicing emotional calmness, setting boundaries, choosing your relationships wisely, gradually distancing yourself from harmful ties, and nurturing positive connections. Each principle is a tool to enhance your well-being and build a life aligned with your true values. Now, it's time to create a personal action plan for your future. Picture the first step. Is it having a difficult but necessary conversation? Is it gradually limiting time with someone who drains you? Or perhaps spending more time with supportive friends and family? Make a clear, actionable plan to cut off toxic influences and nurture meaningful, positive relationships. Imagine the ripple effect this will have. A more peaceful mind, better emotional health, and stronger bonds with those who truly uplift you. See the long-term benefits. A life where you feel empowered, confident, and content. Your mental strength will grow, helping you handle future challenges with grace and wisdom. Question for reflection. What actions will you take today to live more aligned with Stoic philosophy and improve your relationships? As we move forward, remember that applying Stoic principles is not about being perfect, but progressing towards a life of wisdom, resilience, and peace. You have the tools now. Use them to create a life filled with joy, strength, and meaningful connections. Reflect on this. Your life is a precious garden. By applying Stoic wisdom, you become the mindful gardener, nurturing it with care, pulling out the weeds, and making room for flowers to bloom. Use these lessons to cultivate a life aligned with your deepest values and aspirations. Implementing Stoic principles, the action plan. You've traveled far through the wisdom of Stoicism, understanding how to maintain good relationships, build emotional strength, and stand firm in your values. Now, it's time to take what you've learned and use it in your daily life. Here's how to begin. 1. Start with one principle. We often get overwhelmed when trying to start too many new practices at once. As the Stoic thinker Epictetus said, "He who chases 2 rabbits catches neither." Focus on one principle for the next few weeks. Mastering one will make it easier to understand and use other principles. Recommended starter actions. Identify and address bad influences. If you notice a relationship that drains your energy and happiness, take small steps to limit its impact. Practice indifference. Spend 10 minutes each day in mindfulness meditation, learning to detach from outside negativity. Set healthy boundaries. Choose one relationship where boundaries are weak and clearly state a non-negotiable limit. These are small, focused actions with the potential for a big impact. 2. Public commitment. Publicly committing to a goal makes it more likely that you'll follow through. Share your chosen principle with us in the comments below. This solidifies your commitment and allows us to support you. Benefits of public commitment. Accountability. By sharing your goal, you hold yourself accountable to a community that cares about your success. Support and guidance. Get feedback and encouragement from others who might be on the same path or have useful insights. Measurement of progress. Public accountability helps you track your journey and see your progress clearly. 3. Daily, winnable actions. To integrate the chosen principle, think of small, daily actions. These should be achievable and clear so that you can remain consistent and see progress. Ideas for different principles. Eliminating bad influences. Write down daily interactions and note those that uplift you versus those that drain you. Gradually spend more time with the uplifting ones and less with the draining ones. Practicing indifference. Find one emotional trigger each day and practice responding with calm detachment. Setting boundaries. Each day, remind yourself of your non-negotiables and focus on asserting them gently but firmly in interactions. Tell us your chosen principle and the small actions you'll take daily. This will help us provide more personalized advice and keep you focused. 4. Tracking your progress. Reflection and self-assessment are crucial in the Stoic framework. Here's how to keep track. Methods to track progress. Journaling. Spend a few minutes each evening reflecting on your day. Write about your actions, emotions, and any progress made. For example, if your goal was to practice indifference, note how you handled challenging situations with calmness. Weekly reviews. At the end of each week, review your journal entries. Identify patterns, celebrate small victories, and note areas needing improvement. Reflect on how setting boundaries or practicing indifference has affected your relationships and emotional health. Mindfulness. Check-ins. Throughout the day, pause briefly to assess your emotional state and thoughts. Are you staying true to your principle? Are your actions aligned with your values? Share your tracking methods and progress in the comments. This involves our community and helps you stay on course through shared wisdom and support. Take action today. The journey to wisdom, resilience, and a life of virtue starts with a single step. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Take action now. Tell us in the comments which principle you're focusing on, the daily actions you'll take, and how you'll track your progress. By sharing, you commit seriously and allow us to assist and celebrate with you on this rewarding path. Thank you for joining us on this journey at Stoic Philosophy. We appreciate your dedication and look forward to watching you grow stronger and wiser. Remember to subscribe, as staying connected will bring you continuous insights and support. Let the wisdom of Stoicism light your path to a more fulfilled and resilient life.